You know, in the NFL, stability is pretty much everything. But sometimes an organization just has to hit the reset button and hit it hard. And that's exactly what just went down in New York, where a huge mid-season shakeup is making waves all across the league.
Firing your head coach isn't just some small personnel decision. It's the team basically screaming, "This isn't working." And to do it in the middle of the season? Wow, that's even more dramatic. It signals a total crisis point, that moment where the front office decides they literally cannot wait one more week.
All right, so what's the big headline? The New York Giants have officially fired their head coach. Let's get right into what happened.
So the man at the center of all this is Brian Daboll. He was just let go after a really brutal 2-8 start to the season. I mean, that record was pretty much the last straw for the organization.
And with Daboll out, the team is looking inward for a fix, at least for now. Their offensive coordinator, Mike Kafka, has been named the interim head coach, so it's going to be his job to steer the ship through the rest of this pretty chaotic season.
But look, this story isn't just about one bad season. To really get why this happened, we've got to look at the whole picture of Daboll's time with the Giants. A story that, honestly, started with so much promise, but just ended in a whole lot of disappointment.
And that's the word that hangs over this whole thing, right? Promise. When Daboll got hired, people were genuinely excited. He was supposed to be this offensive genius who could finally turn the franchise around. And for a little while, it really looked like he was going to do it.
I mean, his time there was really a tale of two tapes. You had the amazing high point, that wild 2022 season where they didn't just make the playoffs, they went on the road and won a playoff game. But then you have the cold, hard reality of his overall record, just 20 wins and 40 losses. That one fantastic season just got buried under a lot of losing.
But here's the thing. This firing wasn't just about the win-loss column. It was about a very specific and, let's be honest, incredibly frustrating pattern that kept happening this season. A pattern of somehow snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
The absolute final nail in the coffin? That came last Sunday in Chicago. The Giants were in control, they were up by 10 points. That's a game you have to win. And then they just fell apart, losing their fourth in a row and pretty much sealing their coach's fate right then and there.
So you might be thinking, okay, one bad loss. It happens in the NFL. But was it just a one-off? Or was this part of something way, way more troubling?
Oh, it was part of something much more troubling. The number you need to remember here is 4. This season, the Giants have lost 4 different games where they had a double-digit lead. I mean, once is a mistake. Twice is a weird coincidence. But 4 times, that's a pattern. And in this league, that's a pattern that gets you fired.
And here they are. Just look at this list. The 4 collapses that really defined their season and ended a coaching job. Dallas, New Orleans, Denver, and then Chicago. It's just a brutal list that screams, this team couldn't close out games, and that's a fatal flaw for anyone.
So what happens now? Daboll's gone, the season feels like it's in shambles, and the Giants are basically in damage control mode, just trying to find some kind of direction for the rest of the year.
So for right now, all eyes are on Mike Kafka. His job probably isn't to win a Super Bowl this year, right? It's to stop the bleeding, get some confidence back in that locker room, and figure out who's worth keeping around for whoever gets the permanent job.
And that leaves us with one last, big, lingering question. A new coach brings a new voice, sure, but that doesn't fix everything. After years and years of struggling under different coaching staffs, you just have to ask, was Brian Daboll the real problem? Or was he just the latest symptom of a much deeper issue with the Giants organization? And that's the question they have to figure out next.